Right, stop talking. Let's see. Incomplete records. Right, this also another lesson like previous one, correction of errors, because this also has some connections with other lessons. Sometimes this may not be given as a question in the exam, but without this knowledge you cannot go forward. Why? This question has a direct link with what? Accounting for non-profit objective organization in the same block. The terms only different. Then when you go to partnerships, that also connected with this one. Therefore, we have to learn incomplete records. Sometimes, rarely this may be given as a 20 marks question or 10 marks question. But definitely, you require this knowledge to handle the other lessons. Right? That's why we are learning incomplete records. So, if I just tell you the idea, what do you mean by incomplete records? What do you mean by incomplete records? If proper accounts are not maintained in a business, according to the WMP system, in those businesses, these incomplete records are modeled. Then in this lesson, what we are going to do is, we are going to prepare financial statements using incomplete records. We are going to prepare trading profit and loss statement and statements of financial position, but using incomplete records. That means without a trial balance, we want to prepare financial statements. In the revision, in previous weeks, we discussed how to prepare financial statements using a trial balance. And now we are going to prepare financial statements, but using some incomplete records, unfinished details. So that's the meaning of the lesson. In some cases, using incomplete records, question might ask you to calculate the profit only, calculate the net profit. For those cases, you can use the profit equation. In the equation we discussed how to use the profit equation. Profit equation is what? Profit equals C1 minus C0 plus D minus AC. Capital at the end of the period minus capital at the beginning plus drawings minus additional capital. But here we are going to discuss how to prepare a complete set of financial statements using incomplete records. So that's a lesson, right? No need to discuss those much more. Straight away we can go for the questions and if you just study the pattern, this is a revision, right? If you study the pattern, the flow in a question where you are asked to prepare financial statements using incomplete records, what are the possible areas which you have to learn? You have to first check whether the business is a new one or existing one. If it is a new business, no problem, you can start from the beginning, then prepare accounts. But if the details are given for an existing business, where the balances are there, when there are opening balances, probably you will not be given the opening capital balance. You are given some details, but you are not given the opening capital balance. Then how to find the opening capital balance? You have to prepare a statement where you have to add assets and deduct liabilities, take the difference between assets and liabilities, that is called as equity. If the opening equity is not given, you have to prepare a statement to calculate the equity. How do you call that one? Statement of affairs. We prepare a statement of affairs in order to obtain the opening equity balance. Usually in these type of questions, you will not be given sales and purchases. Always, if it is not specifically mentioned, you have to assume all the purchases and sales were on credit basis. Generally, that is in that way, credit basis. If it is not given, assume it's on credit basis. So prepare debtors and traders accounts. And if the cash details are not complete, you have to prepare a cash account. Why? Some cases there may be some differences which we have to obtain in the cash account. Or otherwise, you are given opening and closing cash balances, and some details are missing. Understand? So sometimes you have to prepare the cash account to obtain the closing cash balance to record in the SOFP. Right? Anyway, you will have to prepare a cash account. And when you prepare a profit and loss account, it's not compulsory to categorize expenses. You can take all the expenses together. Just add income and deduct expenses. Will not be. There are more and more details. When the details are concerned, that will not be lengthy. Like communication, right? There are a few details. You have to use those details and prepare the financial statements. Right? It's not a complex one. That will be very simple, and the experience is also pleasant. Right? So straight away start with some questions. I have organized here some questions from the beginning and I have given questions in some different ways. All the questions are not in the same way. Some different questions here, but I have given more questions. Right? We'll select some questions and do. We'll try to do as much as possible. Let's start with the first one. Read. Some questions I have prepared here. Some questions I have extracted from advanced level. I have prepared many questions here. Number 1. Read the question. On 1st January 2021, Kumudi started a business with a capital at rupees 200,000. On the same day, she purchased furniture amounting to 30,000. Although she did not keep proper accounting records, following details were available: sales, purchases, salary paid to employees, then salaries drawn by Kumudi, then debts which cannot be recovered, operating expenses. Other information: Kumudi has taken away the stocks amounting to rupees 5,000 for her private usage, and she has paid rupees 2,000 to his son. The following payments have to be made as at 31st December 2021. Credit purchases, operating expenses. Rupees 52,000 should be received as at 31st December 2021 from debtors. Kumudi has valued the stock as at 31st December 2021 as 65,000. You are required to prepare cash account, trading profit and loss statement, statement of financial position. That seems to be a very simple question. And is it required to prepare statement of affairs here? No, why not? No need to calculate the starting capital as the business is just started. You are given the details for the very first year after the commencement. No need to prepare a statement of affairs. You can start. This is the cash account. No need to draw all the accounts. If you feel the account is important, then you have to draw this. What do you think? We will do this together. Just draw the formats and we will do this together. ගොඩක් කතන්දර කියන්නේ කියන්නේ මම කෙලින්ම ගණන් ගන්න ඕන කමක් නැහැ නේ රිවිෂන් ක්ලාස් එකේ නේ මම හිතන්නේ you know නේ රිවිෂන් ක්ලාස් බයන්න බා ඊළඟ එකේ නම් අර මතක් කරනවා I think you all understand how important extra classes like this can quickly do those. Otherwise, that takes some time. Hence, we try to arrange some extra classes as possible. මොකද මම කැමති නැහැ අන්තිම මොහොතේ අර සිලබස් එක හිර කරගන්න වැඩි. ඒක හරි විකාරයක්. ඊට පස්සේ අපි බොරුවට රෂ් වෙනවනේ එක්සෑම් එකක් කිට්ටුයිනේ. ඔයාලට වෙලාවකුත් නැහැ ඊට පස්සේ ඊට අපිට අන්තිම කාලේ වෙනකොට අන්තිම මාස දෙක වගේ යනකොට සිලබස් එක කව වෙලා තිබ්බොත් අපිට ෆුල් පේපර්ස් කර හොඳ රිලැක්ස් එකේ යන්න පුළුවන්. අනිවාර්යයෙන් අපිට රිසර්ච් කරන්න පුළුවන් හිතෙන්නේ. ආසසල අන්තිම මොහොතේ තමයි ඉවර කරන්නේ. ඒක තමයි හොඳ මාර්ගයක් වෙන්නේ. ළමයි ඒක අන්තිමට බය වෙලා කැමති නැහැ. ඉස්සර අපිටත් තියෙන හිර වෙනවා මුල් හරිය. අපිට ඒක එක්සල්ලා කරනවා. දැන් ගන්නවනේ මේ මොකද මේ කවුරු පාලක ඉස්සරසේ කරන සිත් දෙක ඇතල දැන නා ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක අනිත් අයත් කියලා ඉකොනොමිස් වල තිරලා යාලත් එක්ස්ට්‍රා දානවා. ඒක තරගෙට එක්ස්ට්‍රා දානවා. ළමයි පව්. අන්තිම ගානේ එක්ස්ට්‍රා දාන්න මාසෙ නැති මාසෙ. Shall we start? Yes or no? Take that much time. So you might ask, are we having any shortcuts for this lesson, right? Like the previous. So I have a shortcut actually. That's what I want to say. Throughout the lesson, right? I'm going to tell you I have a very short method to do this. It's a very simple, small shortcut, right? That is, listen. Whatever the detail given, whatever the value which is given, you have to write in two places. That's my shortcut. I am not going to use any other shortcut. Whatever the value, whatever the digit they are, you have to take it and write in two places. I have to දකින්න ඕනෙ විලක්කමක් කොයි හැම දෙයකට කියලා. එන්න මුකුත් කරන්න යන්නේ. මේ වගේ කාණකදී එච්චරයි කරන්න ඕනේ. ලොකුවට හිතන්න යන්නේ. මම don't plan much. මොකද ඒ ලෙවල් පේපර් එක ගොඩක් plan කරන්න බෑ. ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට plan කරලා ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. විභාගයේ එහෙම ගොඩක් exam එක වෙලාවේ plan කරලා කරන්න යන්න එපා. plan කරන්න වෙලා ගන්න කිව්වොත් එහෙම කරන්න වෙන්නේ නැහැ. time management. ඒ නිසා කියන්නේ අපි හැම වෙලෙම කරන්න ඕනේ දන්න තරම් shortcuts තමයි paper එකට ගන්න. ඒ වල ඉගෙන ගන්න යන්න එපා. You don't think you will don't do this. Then you are finished. In the exam, you will not be any time for those additional understanding, additional reading, or for entertainment or something, right? Straight away write the question, understand and do this. Use the shortcuts as much as possible. Always use the shortcuts. They can exam එකට shortcut ම තමයි අරලා දාන්න තියෙන්නේ. හොඳටම දන්න දෙයක් සමහරවිට exam එකේදී වල වෙන පැත්තකට පේන්න පුළුවන්. ගෙදර ආවම තමයි තේරෙන්නේ ආනේ දන්න එක නෙමෙයි කියලා. ඒ නිසා හොඳම දේ තමයි you have to get familiarized for the questions before the exams, right? Not within the exam. So that is the most important thing. ඉතින් මෙතනදි මම කරන්නේ මෙච්චරයි. I am not going to tell you many more things, right? Whatever the value which is seen here, you need to record it two places. මේ බලන්න. මම මේක කියනවා. Please you better listen up. And if you want you can take this as a short note somewhere. All the values, right? My shortcut. Right. Record all values in two places. That's my shortcut. You want to get right now. If you are confident enough that your brain power, no, my brain power is very high, it's much stronger, then no need to write. What to say about my memory? It's better to write down. මේ මෙගල් ලිව්වා කියලා මතකේ අමතකන මිනිස්සෙක් මම රයිට් පිට. අර දන්නවද? අහගන්නකෝ. For me also that problem is there. There are some resources available with us, but we don't. What do you think? ඒ ප්‍රශ්නයක් වලට. අපි ගාව තියෙන දේවල් අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. වල එහෙම වෙලා තියෙනවද? සමහර වෙලාවට අපි දාගෙන හොයන මොකක් හරි. හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. It is very much important. මම කියන එක මාර වැදගත්. ඊට පස්සේ වෙන මොකක් හරි වැඩක් කරනකොට ඒක නිකම්ම හම්බ වෙනවා. එහෙම වෙනව නේද? ඒක ඇත්තටම ගත්තාම ඒක අපේ වැරද්ද. අපි කොච්චර පිළිවෙලට වැඩ කළත් එතන මොකක් හරි අපි වෙලා කියමු මේ තියෙන්නේ. මටත් ඒක වෙලා තියෙන එක මම කියන්නේ. මම කියන්නේ මාරම 100% perfect වැඩ කරනවා කියලා නේ. එතකොට මම කියන්නේ අපි කොච්චර try කරන පිළිවෙලට වැඩ කරන්නේ නේ. We try to work methodically. The term is methodical නේ. To be a methodical man. අපි methodically වැඩ කරන්න හදනවා. ඒනට සමහර වෙලාවට අපිම දන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් ඔක ලස්සන කතාවක් තියෙනවා. HP company එකේ managing director කෙනෙක් එකපාරක් කියනවලු managing director of HP. Hewlett Packard. HP branded companies. Computers they if HP knew what HP knows, then HP can increase the profitability in 3 times. If HP knew what HP knows, දන්නේ මොනවද කියලා දන්නවනම් එයාලට පුළුවන් profitability වැඩි කරගන්න. අපිට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි සමහරවිට අපි we don't know what are the resources available with us. දැන් අපි තුමු ඔයාලා සමහරවිට පොතේ නෝට් එක තියෙනවා. ඇත්තටම ළමයට තියෙන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක්. පොතේ තියෙන දේ එක්සෑම් එකකට ලියා ගන්න එක නෙවෙයි. If you know properly that is there, this is how it is used. If you know the way of using, you can get much more results. ඒ නිසා පොඩ්ඩක් පුළුවන් තරම් try කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි කියන්නේ so the best thing is it is summarizing. I have a nice experience when I was doing chartered, right? Dangerous exam. In the auditing paper, I remember, it තමයි විකාරයක් උනේ. Notes, always the notes are there here and there. But we don't know how to use this knowledge in the examination purpose. So that's the problem in chartered anyway. මම මොකද අමුතු summary එකක් හදුවා. කියන්නේ දැන් මෙහෙ දැන් ඒවල් මෙහෙම හුවොත් මේක ලියන්න. මොකද يعني අපිට notes එක use කරන්න පුළුවන්. If it's an open books exam, you can take the books to the exam. But the problem is මෙච්චර note කොටක් තියෙනවා. මොකද්ද ලියන්නේ කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ප්‍රශ්න. අපි කරන්න මම වෙනම පොතක් හදුවා. Don't refer these notes in the exam. Refer this short notebook. The short notebook එකේ මොකුත් නැහැ. This is the base can be tested. මොකද කියනවා? මේක අහුවොත් refer that page. The reference. then එතකොට we can effectively use our resources. That is another idea. That's why the Japanese 5-year system has come. And you can tell how effective that is. Say this, say it on, say it's okay, say it's okay. The first point is what? Have you heard the Japanese 5-year system? 5 years. 5 for 5 years. 5 years සහල නැති කටද සර්? You are doing IT. Business studies. You are doing business studies. BS වලට නැද්ද 5 years? ඔයාලා අහන්නද 5 years? අහලා තියෙනවනේ. නෑ මං කියන්නේ ඔයා just apply කරන්න 5 years. Seiri. මොකක්ද? Remove all unnecessary things. It's Japanese term seiri. Seiri is a Japanese term. English term එකක් නෙවෙයි seiri කියන්නේ. Remove all the unnecessary things. ගෙදර අස්කල්ල බලන්න ගිහිල්ලා. ඇත්තටම මම කියන්නේ දැන් මගේ ලස්සන විදිහක් තියෙනවා. හොඳයි කියලා හිතනවා මම චූස් කරා. මම කරන්නේ මගේ දැන් ওই පරණ ටියුට්ස් කියනවා. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් නම් ඔයාලගේ බැච් එක ඉවර වෙච්ච ගමන් ඔයාලට ගන්න ටියුට්ස් ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා ඊළඟට එන පොළොවට දීලා දාන්න. නැත්නම් අපේ ගෙවල් ටියුට්ස් ගොඩවල්නේ ඉතුරු වෙනවනේ මොකද තැරිපුර ගන්නවා. සමහරවිට මම කරන්නේ ඕනේ වෙයි කියලා තියාගන්නවා. සමහරවිට මේක next year එකට use වෙනවා. කිසිම දවසක permanent එකක් කරනට දීලා නැහැ. ඔය තියාගන්න. අනිත් ඒවා හිතනවා වගේ කබඩ් එකක්. පහුගිය අවුරුද්දට වැරදු නැති කබඩ් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක බොහෝ වෙලාවට ඕනේ වෙයිද ඕනේ නොවේද? මේ ගෙවල් එහෙම තියෙනවනේ. අවුරුද්දකින්වත් අවශ්‍යම නැති කබඩ්. එහෙම තියෙනවා. අපි ළඟදී දවසක් ඇවිස්සුව අපේ ගෙදර වගේ මම ඔක්කොම අයින් කළා එක තැනක මම තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. පොඩි ෆයිල් කබඩ් එකක්. නෑ මේකේව මට ඕනේ වෙයි කියලා. ඒත් මම කල්පනා කළා බැලුවා මම අන්තිමට මේක අස්කලේ ගවලා. අවුරුද්දකට කලින්. ඒක එකම දෙයක්වත් මට ඕන වෙලා නැහැ. එතන that is something නේ the utilizing the space unnecessary. අනිත් එක අපි හිතනවා මේක ඇතුලේ දැස් වලට මට වැදගත් දෙයක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන් but because of that bulk I can't get any use. ඔක්කොම ඇදලා ගන්න නිවාඩු දවස් කෙලියට. අරගෙන මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? ඒක ජපනීස් අර්ථ කරන්නේ ඉන්දියන් concept එක. All the unnecessary things you have to dispose. ලෝභ නැතුව විසිකලා දාන්න. ඉගෙන ගත්ත පරණ පොතක් කියන්න පුළුවන් ආසාවට තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. පොඩක් ආසයි නම් අයින් කරගන්න. එහෙම නැත්තම් ඩක් අපි තියාගෙන ඉන්න පොත් සෙට් එක. නෝයි අපි තන කාටද දෙනවා. අපි සමහරවල් විසිකරන්න ලෝභකමට කරන ඊළඟ වෙන්නේ වෙන කාටද දෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඒකත් කමන්නේ but sometimes okay that also fine the other person will take it and throw it away no problem. ඔයාලට දුකයි නේ විසිකරන්නේ නේ. එතකොට එහෙම විසිකලා දාන්න. ඕනේ ටික විතරක් තියාගන්න. එතකොට ගෙවල් ගොඩාක් clean. අනිත් එක තමයි the necessary things you have to keep in the right way. හරියට organize කරගන්න. සෙයිසොන් නේ සෙයිසොන් නේ. හරියට තියාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ජපන් සිස්ටම් එක සෙයිසොන් හිතන්නේ standardize. label කරන්න යන්නේ. these are my accounting books. these are my economics books. label කරන්න මේ වගේ නිකන් නේ. then you have to practice this. කියන්නේ ඕක එකටම කරලා ඉවරලා මේක continuously යාලා යන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි කියන්නේ. එක දවසක් කළා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. you have to practice this. වානික අපි සිම්පලි ගත්තොත් එimhe ඕන නැති ජරාවල් ටික අයින් කරලා දාලා. සමහරවිට ජරාවල් නෙවෙයි. ඔය බලන්න පරණ ඇඳුමක් කරා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉන්න පුළුවන් කාරණා. yes or no? විසිකරන්න තරම් ඉන්නේ. මට එකවරක් ලස්සන කතාවක් කිව්වා ඒ ළමයිගේ තාත්තා කෙනෙක් මෙයා he's a general manager of a certain company. So says I did the individual classes. මං එයාගේ ගෙදර පන්තියක් කළා එයාගේ දුවට. එයාගේ අම්මා කියලා මාත් එක්ක කතා කරලා කියනවා අපේ හස්බන්ඩ් හරිය විනාශ එයාගේ ඇඳුම් දුවද මං එයි කියනවා. එයා මාසෙ මුල ගෙනවලු ෂර්ට්ස් ටික. ඒ මාසේ ෂර්ට්ස් ටික අඳිනවලු මාසෙ ඉවරනකොට මේ ෂර්ට්ස් ටික වෙනකෙනවලු. අල්මාරිය බ්ලැන්ක්. ඊළඟ මාසෙට අලුත් ෂර්ට්ස් කොච්චරද ගහකයක් ගන්නවා. මේ මාසේ ෂර්ට්ස් පහක් ගන්නවා. මේකගේ ආපු ෂර්ට් ගන්න අපිට කොහේ සල්ලි වගේ නෙවෙයි. හැබැයි මේ මනුස්සයා මොකක් හරි එක හොඳයි. සමහර වෙලාවට කෙනෙකුගේ අල්මාරියේ අරන්න කාලය දුවෙන්න තියෙනවානේ. මත් ටිකක් දුරට කරනවා ඒක කොහොම මම මාසෙන් මාසෙට නම් ඒ පරගෙන මේව කරන්නේ. නමුත් බලනවා හරියන්නේ නැත්නම් ඉක්මනින් ඩිස්පෝස් කරනවා. ඒතර මම කියන්නේ සමහරවිට අපි මම දෙනවා ඒ සමහර කට්ටියට දෙනවා. සමහර කට්ටිය බලයි මම දන්න කට්ටිය සමහර මගේ හිතවත් කට්ටිය ෂර්ට්ස් ගන්නෙම නෑ. මගින් මේ තමයි අදින්නේ කට්ටිය. නෑ සම්සම් මටත් හොඳයි නේ. යාළුවා මේ දීපන් මේ ෂර්ට් එක මට තව අවුරුද්දක් අදින්න පුළුවන් කියලා කියන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ එක එකනාගේ හැබිට්ස් නේ. මම කියන්නේ මේ වගේ ඕන නැත්නම් මොකද කරන්න ඕන? ඒක ඩිස්පෝස්. ඒක හොඳ ඩිසිෂන් එකක්. ඒ අමාරු වෙන්නේ. and put the team but don't throw away the novels and all. You keep those those. ඒ වගේ කියලා දාන්න බා කියවල ඉවරයි කියලා but you take those නේ. writing books ඕන නැත්නම් you have to dispose this. ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳම දේ තමයි. මොකද නැත්නම් වෙන්නේ and the best place is your laptop and the computer. බලන්න කොච්චර folders වල ඕන නැති files ඉන්නවද කියලා. yes or no? yes or no? මේ ඇත්තටම මට තියෙන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි some resources there I can't find. For me also that is there. මම හදපු tunes තියෙනවා. එතන මම හදපු questions තියෙනවා. මම පැය ගණන් මහන්සිලා හදපුවා. Right, because of the place where I have saved that one I can't find it. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක්. සමහර කමෙන්ට් මම මොකක් හරි අලුත් note එකක් හදන්න කියලා ඉඳගෙන හදනවා මම හදදි කල්පනා කරනවා මම මෙහෙම එකක් හැදුවානේ කලින්. ඒ වුණාට මේක කරලා බලනකොට මේකේ word file එක search කරලා බලුවොත් එimhe 34000ක් තියෙනවා. and overloading නේ ideal දෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ නේ repeated copy. It's අපි පුළුවන් තරම් අපි කියන standardizing is very much important for your studies. So හරියට ඒක plan කරගෙන කළොත් එimhe you will not have to waste your time. So time saving නිසා ඉස්සරහට යනකොට මේ දැන් අපිට සමහරවිට කොච්චර ලොකු ගෙවල් තිබ්බත් වැඩිපුර ගෙවල් වල තියෙන බඩු නේ. ඒක දේවල්. ඒ ඔය හැමදේටම සමහරවිට අපි අම්මලා තාත්තලා ආසනයි පරණ කුරුසෙට මිසි කරන්නේ. තව එකක් කියනවානේ. ගෙදර අන්තිට ඇවිදින්න ඉඩක් නැහැ මොකද වෙන්නේ? අපි බඩු වල හැප්පෙන්නේ. හරිනම් අපිටනේ ගෙදර ඉඳ තියෙන්නේ. යකෝ බලලා ඉඳ තියෙන්නේ අපිටද මේසෙට වලද? ගොඩක් වෙලා ඉවරලා තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න. අලුතෙන් හදපු කැලේ ප්‍රශ්න අඩුයි. ටික අවුරුදු 10කට විතර කලින් හදපු ගෙවල් වල තියෙන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්න මොකක්ද? බඩු වැඩි. What is the best solution? Man, the best solution is අලුත් පුඩු සෙට් එකක් ගේනවා නම් on the same day what you do? Exchange may be a good solution. Give the old one and take a new one. නේ? Otherwise, dispose that wisely. නේ? ඉක්මන් එකේ දාන්න නේ. If the price you have incurred 50,000, 5,000 වලට දෙනවා ගෙනියන්න. නැත්තම් මේක ගෙනියනවා තව කීයක් හරි අතරක් දෙනවා. And there may be some people those who like to take those. That's a good suggestion. අදම කියනවා නම් ගෙදරක් අපි හදලා තියෙන අපේ ඉන්නනේ. So you have to be careful whether sufficient space is there for us. මම නම් කැමති නෑ මගේ ගෙදර ෆුඩ් සෙට් එකක්වත් තියන්න අතරම. පසෙන්තර එකක් තිබ්බා. ඒක නෑ. යාළුවෙක් කවද විඳ ගන්න කැමතියි but ඒක නෙමෙයි. The space is always important. ගෙදර මම small I think the space is the very much important. It's a කරම තියෙන අර අපි ඇටිටියුඩ් එක. අපි කැමති නෑ පරම දේවල්. Don't throw away all the old things, right? There are some old things which are old, but don't throw away those. But for everything, I think some old bad feelings you have to dispose. But there are old some thoughts and ideas. If those are nice, you better keep those. In an inner part of your brain or mind, but still unnecessary memories also. Throw away. Yeah, I can මෙච්චර දුර ආපු නිසා තව කතාවක් කියන්න ඕන right it might be I have seen for girls and boys this is very much important. This is something personal, not a company, right? Take 5 minutes. With the time, if you realize a certain decision which I have made some time ago is totally incorrect, I'll go to the point. If you have selected someone as the lover, right? But after a little some time, couple of months maybe, couple of years maybe, you realize, no, I am suffering now. But because I promised, and then because of a promise, I can't do this. What happened? Because actually this is not a personal experience of me. Not much that serious. I remember, yeah, I have made such decisions at the first one. Right then anyway. Nip in the bud. You can bully me when I feel it, I have made the decision. But I have realized that for my friends. ළඟින්ම ඉන්නවා මගේ මම යාළුවා ආශ්‍රය කරගෙන. හොඳ යාළුවෝ ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ නිසා මම දානවා. මේ පර්සනල් ගොඩක් දේවල් මම දානවා. but මම කාටවත් කියන්නේ නැහැ. I know this. එහෙම කොහොමද අහන්නේ නැහැ. මම ඔයාලට කියන්න මගේ ඔයාලා මගේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලානේ සමහරවිට ඔයාලා මේ වගේ එකක් කරන්නේ නැත්නම් ඔයාලා දන්නේ නැහැ and you don't know the next step of this. So what I think is if you feel no මේක හරියන්නේ match වෙන්නේම නැහැ ඉක්මනට like think once twice thrice no stop for a little time that will be a huge problem from your inner thoughts and from your friends, sometimes from your relations. That may be a real problem. Hamom bani ne wada kiya චරිතය ඊය ඒ කලේ හැමෝම දන්නවනේ මේක මේ ඔය ඔෆියා එක සුච්චර කාල තිබ්බා 5 years ඔෆියා එකක් වාට පුළුවන් දෙන් බ්‍රේක් කරන්න you have to say yes I can මම මේ කියන්නේ කොහොම කොහොම ගණිත දන්නේ නැහැ yes I have seen some of my friends when I see their lives today එයාලා මගේ යාළුවෝ ඉස්සර ඉඳලා ඒ කාලෙත් අපි දැනගත්තා මේක හින විකාරයක් අපිත් දන්නවා sometimes we have also involved in those sort of ways we also could from school time also දැන් අද යාළුවගේ life එක දැක්කාම හිතනවා if this guy made the decision earlier අද කියලා මචං I didn't make the decision at the moment because of the others යාළුවෝ වෙන බලක් දන්නවා අපේ friends ලා දන්නවා අපේ relations ලා දන්නවා so I was unable to make the decision at the time නේද අද තමයි තේරෙන්නේ මම කොච්චර මොඩද කියලා understand this is very much important sometimes this may be important than accounting to me ඒ කියන්නේ සමහරවිට ඔයාලට මෙහෙම දෙයක් හිතුනහම ඔයා මේ දෙපාරක් හිතනවා you are reluctant to make the decision because of this guide මේ වයිඩ් නැතිකම නේ. දැන් මෙහෙම එකක් කියලා තිබ්බම අඩු ගන්න ඉතින්. ඒකත් හිතලා බලන්න. ඒක වෙන්නේ රිපෝට් කේස්. සමහර අපි පරණ ගෝලේ අපිට කියනවා අපිට ඒ කාලේ ඉක්ක සමහර දේවල් අපි තාම වැදගත් කියලා මම කියන්නේ. අපි ඉස්සර කාලේ මිනිහට පන්තිල කතා කරනවා තව කෙනෙක් ළමයි අඩු කාලේ. ඒ වැඩි වුණත් අපි කියන්න බෑනේ. කියන්නේ මම කියන්නේ මේ ඒ වගේ සමහර තැන් තියෙනවා. But the other side also I have seen. In order to make happy the others, sometimes they have stopped it. But by all means, that is the very much suitable one. No problems. No any differences, right? Loving very much. Everything is there. But because of the high, say, objection of others, some parents or something, they stop it. But recently, after some time, 2-3 years, they realize, and they went for something else. Because their parents forcing for something, right? But nowadays, when we look at them, අපිට හිතෙනවා ඒ මුට මෙහෙම අපරාධයක් කළේ කොච්චර හොඳද නේ දෙන්නම දකිනකොට දෙන්නම කවුද නේ ඒ වගේ සමහර දේවල් තියෙනවා in the life it's very those are very critical decisions again I have seen those so in that case in advanced level stage anyway don't make those decisions. This is a time just to study everything. Subjects plus everything. Study. I am very much open. නේද? කෙනෙක් කියන මම ලොකු ලයිෆ් ගැන කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාලට for a better life මම හිතන්නේ. අපි A level කාලේම ඕක පිස්සු කරගත්ත සමහර ළමයි ඉන්නවා මම දන්නවා. ගමනක් යන්න බෑ ඔය එකක් නිසා. මේ A level ළමයි. parents lam දුක් කියන්නේ නැහැ. එන කවුරු කෙනෙක් එපා. You see is that a life? පිස්සුනේ. එච්චර බයද? වෙන තැනක ගිහලා පොක්කක් ගහගෙන ඉඳලා අන්න පස්පන්දසට කියන කිසිම කෙනෙකුට ඒව ඩිස්ටර්බ් කරන්නත් එපා. හැබැයි ඔයාගේ නිදහසකම බාධාවක් කියලා දෙන්නත් එපා. මම නම් දසනක්වත් කැමති නෑ නේ. එහෙම නේද? You should have a life. That is understanding. For the other party also should have the freedom. සමහර කට්ටිය ඉන්නවනේ ඕක අඳින්න එපා. බලන්න. මෙහෙමයි අපි කියන්නේ මේ වෙසක් කුඩු වගේ අඳින්න එපා. They should have the freedom. ඒ නිසා මතක තියාගන්න නේද ශ්‍රී ලංකන් අපි සමහරලාට මාර විදිහට මේක තනකට strict restrictions දාගෙන නේ. කියන්නේ එහෙම අපි පිස්සු ලයිෆ් එකකට යන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මේකයි always there should be a limit for everything. Anyway මේ මේකටම limit එකක් තියෙනවා. limit නැති දෙයක් නෑ. right? So මගේ දේවල් අපි කියන්නේ මේ කියන්නේ හොයන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්න එපා. ඊට පස්සේ තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් නම් මං ගැන හොයන්නේ නැහැ කියලා කියන්නේ තව කේස් එකක් කරන්නේ. Shall you find out? But for some extent, they should have some limit there. Especially for girls, you have to earn very much. You have to do a better job. If cover කෙනෙක් කියනවා නම් job එක ගන්න කරන්න එපා නේ. Stop it today itself. Right? නේ අනිත් එක අඳිනකොට නේ ඕම අඳින්න එපා. You have to think whether this is good or bad. You have to make the decision නේ. Even when you are using your own vehicle, sometimes some people they are bad. They don't use your own vehicles. Think today. හරියන්නේ මට මොකක්ද ඒ නිසානේ ෆිල් ළමයි also නේ. දැන් මට වඩා ඕනතර එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් ඉස්සර ක්ලාසස් වල. කොහොමද මම මතකයි ගර්ල් කෙනෙක් අඳිනවා මම. මම ඇයි සුනේ ගෙදරින් කැමති නෑ. මම මොකද? ඕගාලා අරනවා. ස්ලම්ස්නේ. කොයි කාලෙද වැඩ කරන්නේ? කීනා ගියා කියලා. මම එක්සෑම් කොයි කාලෙද තියෙන්නේ? next year. මම දෙකේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඉන්නවා. they understand ඕකටද එක්සෑම් එක. she has sufficient time to solve this thing. ඉතින් මම කියන්නේ වගේ සමහර මේ කේස් එකෙන් මට මතකයි. අන්තිමට රිසර්ච් එකකට ඔය ගර්ල් කියනවා මේ boy ගමනි පාස් වෙලා ජපුර යන්න. 2 point ගණන් කිසෙත් ස්කෝර්. හරිද? කෙල්ලට නැහැ ඒකක්වත්. යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ සම කීරවත් යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ ජපුර. යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ කැම්පස්. මාදරෙන් තියෙන්නේ. එයි මේ පාරේ යනකොට කරදරයක් කියලා. කැම්පස් එකේ කවුරු කරදර කරේ. අනේ දෙලසනේ. Yes. They are getting useless things. They have to think always. I am not going to do it. Right. Number 1. Takes education. The recording also that's there. Right. Page number 24. The emotes that may be important. Right. So, let's see. This is not something unnecessary. This is something. Some things which are important. Okay, that's right. decision making thing is very much important. It's very much important because I have seen. So when you make decisions, right? When you make decisions, you have to think some critical decisions. But personally, I don't like to change my decisions because of astrologies, horoscopes, and all. Right? For you, I don't know. For me, don't make. I'm sure that famous are not going to record this video, right? Right? That defends it. That defends. Okay. Page number 10, question number 1. On 1st January 2021, Kumudi started a business with a capital of 200,000. Tell me, how to account that? You have to just record this in 2 places. So what I was saying in the shortcut, record all value in 2 places, right? And if you are given an opening balance, what are the 2 places you have to record the opening balances? Yeah, you have to take these to statement of affairs. And where? Opening balance to the account. If these are opening balances, you check whether those are there in the statement of affairs as well as in the opening balance in the account. So these are the places. If you go to the closing balances, check whether those are there in SOFP and whether those are taken to the account, closing balance. If these are double entries, whether both debit and credit entries are there. So this is the shortcut for the lesson. When you look at a value, if all the opening balances, check whether those are there in these 2 places, and the closing balances in the SOFP as well as in the closing balance of the account. And for the double entries, you have to check whether the double entries they are there for the both debit and credit entry. So using the shortcut, I am going to do this question. Those are my shortcuts, right? Number 1. Kumudi started a business with opening capital of 200,000, right? It's a transaction, double entry. Then you have to be having this in your brain, you can do this. When a new business is started, the ability should be cash account debit, capital account credit. Debit is 200, cash account capital. And no need to draw the capital account. You can straight away take this 200 as the opening capital in SOFP. Account eකට කියන්නේ account එක යොදන්න එනවනේ නේ. So you have to imagine in that way. On the same day, she purchased furniture amounting to 30,000. Cash account credit 30,000 and debit that to furniture. Then you are given some transactions. Sales 170,000, but including cash sales 70,000. What should be the W? Any of the total sales? 170. You need to credit that to sales account. No need to draw the sales account. If you draw the sales account, finally that goes to profit and loss. The complete කරන්න කිව්වට you have to take these to 2 places. That goes to sales account, and sales account should go to where? Profit and loss statement as sales. Take this 170 here as sales. This is a credit entry. The other place to record, out of this 70,000 sales is cash. Debit that 7 to cash account. Sales. What's regarding the balance 100? Debtors. In debtors account maybe. salary paid to employees 12, cash account credit 12, debit that to salary. Now we need to draw the salary account. Take that 12 straight away here as an expense, salary. Understand? Now salary is drawn by Kumudi means it's drawings, right? Nothing called salary. So this 20 you need to credit to cash account as drawing. That should be debited to drawings account, but in order to draw the drawings account, we have to deduct drawings from equity. Here drawings, but I remember in the question, they are even goods drawings. Yeah. So this plus goods drawings, the total is the one we have taken. Drawings 20, that is cash, and cash plus goods, both drawings you have to deduct from equity. Then debts which cannot be recovered, that's bad debts. Credit that 5 debtors, bad debts. Take this 5, earned expenses, bad debts. Operating expenses, cash account credit 7. But for this, don't take this straight away because in the second information, operating expenses payable. You need an operating expenses account actually. Debit the 7,000 here. Cash. Operating expenses paid. Then see the other information. Kumudi has taken away the stocks amount into 5,000 for private usage. So that 5,000 goods drawings, deduct that from purchases drawings. And add that 5,000 also here. Double entry is one. Drawings account debit, purchase account credit. Purchase credit means deduct that from purchases. And she has paid 2,000 to his son. To the son, right? 2,000 paid. Again cash payment. Another drawing. Take that 2,000 also here. Number 2. The following payments have to be made as at 31st December 2021. Credit purchases, that means what? To credit purchases, this should be paid. That is nothing but closing balance of creditors. To be paid for credit purchases means what? This is creditors. In creditors account, you can take this closing balance, it's a liability, credit balance. Balance carried out here, 36. So what is the other place to take this? It's a closing balance, right? The account as well as specific. Take this 36 are the current liabilities, creditors. Operating expenses 3, in this operating expenses account, this 3 is payable. Take this 3 here as a liability, accrued operating expenses. Then 52,000 should be received from debtors. It's the closing debtors balance. Carry down here. And take these are the current assets, debtors. Kumudi has valued the stock cash at 31st December 2021. That is the closing stock 65. Deduct this 65 here and take that under current assets. That's all the details given. Question says nothing about depreciation. So you have to assume no depreciation. We can't assume that there is a depreciation, but anyway, normally it should. But here the depreciation is not given. I am going to take this 30 as the closing balance of furniture. No depreciation for furniture. In this case, in the debtor account, there is no any opening balance. Is it okay here? In the question, there cannot be any opening balance for debtors. Why? Yeah, this is for the very first year the business started. So no opening balances, sales there, bad debts and closing balance there. You will get a difference in the credit side. What should be this one? Should be the cash received from debtors. When it goes to debtors, normally opening, closing balances and sales and receipts from debtors are the compulsory transactions. Opening, closing balances, but here no opening balance can be. Sales and receipts from debtors. So when the details are missing, you can assume that maybe this one. The sales and cash receipts compulsory. So in the debit side, the total is 100. That minus this, 43. Take this 43 as receipts from debtors, cash. So that difference always take the values to two places. In the creditors account, you see the closing balance and purchases, but there is no any opening balance. That can be, that should be. So straight away the debit difference you can take as what? Payment to creditors, cash. Take the operating expenses. Take this 10 and charge that to profit and loss after the adjustment. This 10 comes under expenses, operating expenses. Now balance the cash account. Is it 123? Cash balance. Yes. Cash balance. It's 128. Now, balance this one. Is the cost of sales 80? 170 minus 80 is it 90? Total expenses 27. Net profit is 63. Take that 63 here. We got total drawing 627. Let's do the next one, the second question. Moga easy to okay, understood? Now read the second question please. Second one. Question number 2. Following balances were extracted from Rohini business. You are given opening balances and closing balances. Manikan, where to put the opening balances? Yeah, you have to look at the statement of affairs. Then put as the opening balance. We have to put the closing balances to the account as well as the SOFP. And you are given some transactions the other side. You have to complete double entries. Can you try this? in that case also, in your mind you know that their calculation. And yes, you can omit whatever the additional details, the workings as you want. It's not a matter. But in the exam, if you feel comfortable, no need to draw these accounts. I can do the calculation with my own brain power, no problem. But anyway, you have to show these. Make up don't do it this way, you have to do that this way. I'm that much powerful, don't need.
कोई प्रश्न तो मत कर रहे
So raise the hand if you are balanced. Shall I start? Right. I'll do this. If you have any doubts, you can do this with me. I'll start with the opening and closing balances machine. I'll draw the machine account where the opening balance is a debit balance 200 and take this under assets 200. The closing balance is not given, it's a question mark. Stock, opening stock 30, take under assets and take this 30 here to trading account. Don't draw any new account for stock. You know that is an asset class. Closing stock is 20. In your profit and loss statement, you can put the closing stock as well as under current assets. Stock is 20. Arthma. Trade receivables. This is my trade receivables account. Opening balance brought forward 60. Take under assets. Trade receivables. The closing balance 70. In this account, balance carried out here 70. Okay. Take this to current assets. Trade receivables. Okay. Then trade payables. Trade payables can be creditors. Opening balance එකක් තියෙනවා 18,000 is a liability. Take this 18 here as a credit balance and take these other liabilities in statement of affairs. Closing balance 25. Take this to current liabilities. Trade payables. Right? Okay. Amen. Administration expenses draw the administration expenses account. Run account, admin expenses. Administrative expenses accrued none is a liability. Take this 7 as a liability. And take to liabilities in statement of affairs. Accrued administration expenses. Closing balance, the accrued one 5. Carry down 5. Should be the credit balance brought forward. this 5 on the current liabilities, accrued administration expenses 5. Prepaid distribution expenses, you want a distribution expenses account. Prepaid means asset. Take these 5 current assets. Sorry, here. Statement of affairs. Prepaid distribution expenses. Closing prepaid balance is 3. Take these 2 current assets. Opening cash balance is 40. කාටත් හදද්දි කවදාවත් මැද්දෙන් බැලන්ස් කරන්න යන්න එපා. සමහර ළමයි ඉන්නවා ඉවසීමක්. ඕක දානවා ඊට ඉවර එහෙම නෙමෙයි. Until you record all the transactions, don't balance this. Because in the exam, special marks will not be given for balancing. If you have recorded these all values in accounts, you will get marks. මනතුව මේක balance කළාට නෙවෙයි ලකුණු හම්බෙන්නේ. So if you take this correctly, then you get marks. So කලබල වෙන්න එපා. ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ කපන්න. Now there are some students who have done it. Finish. Balance check करते हैं 2, 3, 4, right here, 5. You also balance. Now take the transactions. Okay. Now is it okay? Clear. Receipts from trade receivables 300. Cash account debit 300. Credit to trade receivables. Next, payment to trade payables 135, cash account credit 135, debit to trade payables. Then administration expenses paid 41, cash account credit 41, debit to administration expenses. The distribution expenses paid 31, cash account credit and debit to distribution expenses. Machine is depreciated at 10% per annum. Listen please. You have to depreciate the machine at 10% per annum. Now take the machine value 200. It's into 10% can 20. Credit that 20 here. Depreciation of machine. Take out the expenses, depreciation. Now we can balance. Statement of affairs. Asset side total is 335. Liabilities 25. Is equity balance 210? Yeah. මතක තියාගන්න cash account එකේ චුට්ටක් පරක්කු කරන්න balance කරන්න. ඒකට හේතුව සමහර වෙලාවට when you balance the other accounts, there some differences may have transferred to the cash account later. So if you have balanced the cash account already, then you have to cut it and take the values again. So don't balance the cash account until you balance the other accounts, right? As a habit. So machine account balance 180. Trade receivables difference 310. What should be? Debtors like difference को काफी नोट. Should be sales. Take this 310 here. Sales. Trade payables. Take this 142 is in purchases. Then administration expenses. Charge capital profit and loss. Distribution expenses 33. Hurry. Finally, balance the cash account. Cash balance 133. That's all right. Net profit 66. Yes. RC higher balance. Actually, they are not any wala didi, right? It's simple. Come on. Count this here. Now the third question rate is. Read, understand and do the third question. Cash summary of Kishan for the year 2021 shows the following. Right, you are given the cash bank summary. Actually, when you are given something like this, it's very easy, right? Then with this, you can make up your mind. You don't want to prepare the cash account. It's given. Now let's see. In the cash account, you are given opening balance 400. Cash collection from debtors. Here the balance carry forward is should be CD. Is it a normal balance or overdraft? Should be overdraft. In the bank summary, the payment side, payment to creditors, rent and rates, paid to cashier, expenses, drawings. Tishan has given a check of rupees 20,000 to the cashier during the period. From that amount, only rupees 3,000 was remaining with the cashier as at 31st December 2021. Bills were available for following payments, and the shortage is treated as cash given to Tishan for his daily expenses. That means they have, Tishan is the owner, he has given 20,000 to the cashier to make some payments. So these are the payments: vehicle running expenses, purchase of furniture, cash purchases, altogether 13,000, right? To make payments of 13,000, he has given 20,000. From that 20,000, these three payments made, and the difference is treated as amount given to the owner. Is what? Should be drawings. Although it's not given, you can easily assume what is the value of drawings. 20,000 minus 13,000, that is 7,000. For his daily expenses, Zishan's daily expenses are what? Drawings of the business. Agree? Now, following balances were extracted from his books. These are the opening and closing balances. Allowed discounts and received discounts given. You are required to prepare, the numbering is wrong, should be number 1, statement of affairs. Here the date is wrong. 31st, not 31st December, December 2021, that should be 1st January 2021, right? Statement of affairs as at 1st January 2021, cut 3 and 2. 1st January 2020. Trading profit and loss account, statement of financial position, right? Draw the formats quickly. You can easily draw the formats. In 10 minutes you can do it, very simple. දකිනකොට balance එක ගන්න පේනවා. Then නෑ නේ මටත් තමයි වෙන්නේ. It is not arrived operating expense, should be accrued. Typing mistake not should be accrued. He also, you have to start with the balances. That means I am going to start with the opening and closing balances. That is the easiest way to do a question like this. Inventory, opening balance 20,000 opening inventory. Take to both places. Closing stock 26. Trade creditors, opening balance 60, and the liabilities closing balance 40. Pay. Debtors, balance 80. That's opening balance. Closing balance 22. Furniture and fittings, opening balance 8. Closing balance 40. Accrued operating expenses, you want an operating expense account. Accrued is a liability. 0.5. Take here accrued operating expenses 0.5. Closing balance 1.5. Accrued operating expenses. Prepaid rates. You want an account for rates. Prepaid rates, an asset 0.3. Closing balance 700, that's 0.7. Prepaid rates. Correct? All them. How are the opening balances? Now, what to do? I'll go to the top. Bank summary. In the bank summary, you are first given the opening balance. Yes. In the bank summary, opening cash balance is there. It's 4. You have to take this, that 2,000 here. Is that what you want to say? Yes, good. The opening cash balance is 4. Is it required to record this somewhere else? No, why not? It's here. I am not going to prepare the cash account again, it's given. Then there are this is here. Cash collected from debtor 202,000. So we extract that detail from here. So credit that where? Debtors account. Cash account limited. Credit that debtors. 202. Cash. It will be balance expected to balance. Very good, no one. Name. The closing balance 2,000 is a liability. Take this 2,000 here, accrued. Not accrued. Overdraft. Bank overdraft. 2,000. Overdraft 2,000. Is it clear what I am saying? Now say the payment to creditors. It is credited to cash. Debit that to creditors account. Debit is 157 to creditors. Cash. Return rates, debit this 6,000 here. Should be return rates. Cash. Paid to cashier, don't take it because there's a detail relevant to that one later. Expenses 14, take that 14 here as expenses. Drawings 11. Anyway, that should be here. Drawings 11 plus. I think there are more drawings. 11 plus. Then, next. Is that okay? Balance? Did you? Now, Tishana has given a check 20,000 to the cashier, listen please. During the period from that amount, only 3,000 was remaining. It says 3,000 remaining. With the cashier, as at 31st December 2021, bills were available for following payments and the shortage is treated as cash given to Tishan for his daily expenses. We'll do like this. So 20,000 dunna ni cashier. These payments they have made. Vehicle running expenses 2,000. You can straight away take it. It's 2,000 vehicle running expenses. Purchase of furniture. Debit that 8,000 to furniture account. That's also cash. अभी यार कहीं में कबारा 20,000 दूर ना होने का करेगा नहीं है, right? Then cash purchases 3,000. That 3,000 should be cash purchases. So here 3,000 plus. Okay? That's the cash purchases. That plus credit purchases. That's how the total purchases should come. Agree? Now I think it's better if we first solve this part. Okay? We have given 20,000 to the cashier for some payments. Listen please. එයාට අපි 20,000 දුන්නාම එයා අපට detail දෙනවා. Paid vehicle running expenses 2,000, purchase of furniture 8,000 and cash purchases 3,000. Altogether how much? 13,000 he has paid. Therefore 7,000 should be remain. But how much is remaining? 3,000. Another 4,000 is missing. What is that? Should be drawings. So that 4,000 you have to take as drawings here. That plus 4. You all understand? Then what's regarding that 3,000 remaining in his hand? If it is petty cash, that 3,000 is already there. You can take that as cash. Petty cash. Cash you get it now 3,000 here. Any doubt? Up to 20,000 dealer and given expenses. Give. For his daily expenses or okay, I agree. Take the 3,000 as an estimate. Now the balances I already recorded, right? Now take the other details. Allowed discount 2,400. Credit and debtors. Allowed discount. And take that on expenses. Allowed discount. Received discount 2,000. Debit that to creditors. Received discount. Income. And I haven't recorded the closing debtors balance here. That was there. 20. Keep mind. Closing balance of debtors I haven't taken here. Then, let's balance this. No cash account required. It's given. Balance this statement of affairs. 50.3, 16.5. Actually 3.8. So rent and rates 6.3 minus 0.7, 5.6. This is correct, price and rent 5.6. Is this? 157 purchases. Take that 157 here, that plus cash purchases is equal to the 160. It is sales 208.8, 208.4. In the furniture account, you will get a 2000 difference. What is that? Depreciation, right? Is depreciation 2000? Yes. And here, one more, please. When it goes to expenses, I have made a little mistake. That is, here expenses given, I took it straight away here, but actually you have to take it to the operating expenses account, then balance and take. 14 operating income. They are not given something called operating expenses. All the expenses given. I divided that 14 here and 15.5 minus 0.5 is 15. That's the one I take here, not 14. Sir, they are not operating expenses. Net profit 29.4. Setting at 65.7. Question number 4 is a move.